And so it just like moves me to my core, to know that you're here and that you're following your path and that you're listening, and just I have so much faith. And in my life personally, you've also just shown up as a brother and as a friend, and I see you just as like an incredibly safe space for the men and the women in your life. And so I love you, and I appreciate you, and I honor you. Happy birthday.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being here. Faith will always be there for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, of course. Sinclair's stories. Everyone, so just Mike, would you mind just saying, just I think the group kind of went around the new guy. How you
Yeah, sure.
How you
everyone sure.
My name's Mike Siciliano. I've gotten to coach football with Jim for 3 years at Santa Fe Christian. So it's been just awesome.
Yeah.
Is it my turn to share what I love about you?
It might be actually.
Only if you're ready to cry. Awesome.
Reverse chronological order.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so maybe it
Oh,
is.
wow.
So,
You keep looking at it.
No.
yeah, so I'm excited. Let me just see. Michelle Allen.
This is Michelle.
Yeah, this is his.
I introduce myself. It's my wife, Michelle.
We're in reverse chronological order of
That's
how
so,
long ago.
that's
yeah,
so
did
cool.
you-
That's so cool to think. Yeah, Mike, you're next.
All right. Perfect timing.
Welcome to the pub.
All right, gosh, in 3 years I've been privileged to get to watch Jim just mentor guys like nobody else really can. So it's funny because I guess I have a couple different veins of thought when I think of Jim. The first one, which I don't know what this says, but you look really good in tight clothing. I've gotten to see a lot of that.
You have a lot of man fans.
I would say Jim is always the first one to volunteer to wear the outfit that most of us probably wouldn't wear. So,
We heard about the short shorts and the cowboy hat.
But I think, in all seriousness, that gets at Jim's just heart for, whatever it takes to reach a person's soul, he will do. And I mean, gosh, I look at, personally, I have a hard time with that. I'm always, what's someone going to think? And, Jim is like, if I can, affect someone's soul by doing this, I will do it. Even if it means wearing this goofy thing or, getting up and writing a crazy skit or, whatever it is, Jim does it. And I think we need more people like that, in the world. I think it's counter to our culture, to our nature. So that's one thing I really admire about Jim. I also think Jim has a really unique ability to just, with all the nebulous nature of any issue, it's like Jim finds the central, most important part that just people resonate with and just, gets right to that and is able to get around all the other stuff that we naturally sort of get caught in. And, when you're talking about 14 to 18-year-old boys, I mean, there's a lot of other stuff. And Jim just can just knife through that and get to the heart of it. So I really admire that. And beyond that, I mean, I've only gotten here a little bit, probably compared to all these people, but about your vision for raising up men and your passion. But I'm just really excited to see the next 30 years. I think that the first 30 have given you a pretty just unique story, some unique experiences, and allowed you to kind of crystallize this vision for who you are, what you want to be, what you want to do with your life, and it's given you a lot of speaking, whether it's through coaching, whether it's through your athleticism. You're pretty uniquely created to, you know, attain this goal that you've set. And so I think the next 30 years is going to be pretty fun to watch that come together. And I hope I still get a front row seat for at least a little while longer. So. Love you, man.
Love you too. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you one of the old coaches now, just so you know.
Dude, come on, I'm getting there. Thank you. How are you? Thank you so much for coming.
Here, that's one.
Still working. It's great to see you.
So if I had come in 5 minutes later, would I not have to say anything?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, we skipped
What up
you.
now?
Sorry, we passed you up.
So, Dave actually would be next.
All right, Jimmer. Man, you know, we've had a good friendship. You know, the last 3.5 years, whatever it's been. I feel like we developed a really close, deep bond that I think, you know, I think it's very true that very few people in our world find really good friendships. And that's pretty unique thing, and I'm grateful for that. You know, we've had a lot of deep conversations. We've talked about a lot of funny stuff, a lot of good stuff, and then some kind of sucky stuff too. And I appreciate you always being there, man. You know, we've always had good talks. And the one thing I love, man, we've so many jokes that we could go through. But like, we almost never have a conversation without it getting back to God at some point. And I love that. You know, that's a pretty awesome thing, that our relationship has really been centered around Christ, and kind of our goals within that. So that's been cool. It's been awesome to see you kind of grow in your faith, seek after God, and be a part of that, and allow you to be a part of my journey. And the whole thing has been awesome, man. I'm sorry, I'm probably not the best at expressing all the feelings and everything in front of a big group, but hopefully, you know what a friendship is. And
Yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, it's so cool that there's hourage of all that being expressed already. It's wonderful to have that in that ceremony, bro, but you know, who you are in my life speaks more volumes than
good.
so thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
You guys enjoy the snow today.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My role in Jim's life has really been kind of a protector. It's kind of a body. I did try to get a young man named Manuel to sing to him "Happy Birthday" in the drive-thru today, in and out, unsuccessfully, but we gave it a try.
It was a side of me that very few people have seen in this room.
I'll take happy birthday animal style.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was actually the cold indignance. You know, I was like, Manuel, you're not singing to me right now. It's not happening. You know, Dave's like, you should sing. I'm like, Dave, you stop this right now. That doesn't come out in a while. I appreciate it. Cool. Thanks, brother. I don't want to. I'm just gonna offer this up, so because I know you said you wanted to go last, but it's gonna get heavier and heavier. So
I'll go last.
okay, cool, no problem.
Oh my gosh.
Great, yeah, and that's the same thing. So,
Let the door open.
and Michelle, I see you.
Share
I'm kind of
is
going
good.
on, but if you have anything to share, you're welcome to. But certainly, it's not obligated. Yeah, that was good. Okay, perfect. Thank you. That feels better. We had a good one already. Like not that good. Like.
Can I
Bodyguard.
share that story?
Bodyguard.
Can I share that story?
Please do.
Oh, can I tell you the story about the? So
You're about to find out.
So well, obviously we coach together, and I go home one day and I'd done a bunch of laundry, and I'm taking the laundry out, and there's a shirt in the laundry, and I'm like, whoa, I've seen someone in the shirt. It's not my shirt. And I realize it's Jim's shirt, and you know we always come down from work, and Jim shows up, and we're all changing our gear and whatnot, and I'd obviously just grabbed his shirt. And so So I come the next day to practice, and I'm like, Jim, is this your shirt? He's like, yeah. And he's like, where'd you find it? And I was like, at my house. And he looked at me like I was accusing him of something.
I literally started physically backing away.
Oh my! Like I could just see his head. Like, oh, I have no idea. I swear, no. I mean, I grabbed it. Like I took it home.
Mike is the sweetest, most unassuming thing I've ever seen. But it was just like, this is a Christian school. This is not good. It was unbelievable. It was just like, hey, is this your? I'm like, yeah, it's my shirt. He's like, it's at my house. I was like, planted that there. Oh, that's a great one. Bruce.
Let's see. I guess one couple thoughts that come to mind are like experiences that come to mind with Jim. We were going up to Mammoth for a bachelor party for a friend of ours. It's an 8-hour drive, so it's a long drive to be in a car with somebody. And you know, it was a day when I lost a lot of respect for Jim.
Did he have real nachos the night before?
It's hard for me to look at him the same now, even still, after all these years. But you know, we made a bet, and Jim was certain that he could eat 7 Whoppers in 49 minutes.
Oh my
with
God.
cheese.
I was dead certain.
I don't know if it's 8 hours in the car that will do that to you or what, but he actually shook on that bet as well.
I did.
But
I'm gonna have to eat my craw/Whoppers one day.
I think if he was able to do it, then I'd pay for the Whoppers. If not, he just gets a I don't know, sick either way.
There's a lot on the line, obviously.
But he never did it, so that was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, I mean I just kind of like.
Sorry to share that in front of everybody.
No, it's okay. Like I just to I don't know that it'll clear the air. Like I'm actually okay with like that thing on my rep. And I counted the cost of actually trying that endeavor after opening my big mouth and realizing that I would rather keep my big mouth closed as opposed to.
I'm still gonna get you to Burger King. I'm still gonna get you to Burger King.
Okay. You're on, pal.
The flips. Yeah, Mason could probably do it.
I give it to you.
But actually, we had a good weekend that weekend. That was a lot of fun up there. But on the way back from that trip, again, 8 hours is really tough, but it was fun. We sat there for 8 hours and went back and forth with riddles. And I remember we called your dad to get a couple of riddles, and it just made the time go by like it was 45 minutes in the car. So that was a lot of fun. I guess one of the things that's been really cool to see is I think when we met it's pretty early on in your walk with God, and just seeing kind of that take in such a genuine and real way, in a way that like challenges me continuously, challenges a lot of people in our community. I think it's been good for us to be around you through this time. I think there's a lot of times when I think about what would a life that is sold out completely for Christ look like, and like the picture that comes to mind is you, and I think I just appreciate that you've given me that picture, and that your pursuit is genuine, and that when we get together, even though you might be a little bit newer or younger in your walk, the things that you say and the ways that you challenge me are always very meaningful, and ways and things that sit with me. So I appreciate that. the other side to that is like 60% of what you say goes right over my head. So I cling on to that 40%.
Hey, you're ahead of the game, man.
I mean, my father is a basketball coach, and one of the principles that he operated off of, which is just a little tweaked up normal basketball kind of thought, was that if I'm only going to shoot 50% in the game, then I'm just going to take a lot more shots. So
Works.
I'm working on it. Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate your friendship, John.
I appreciate you. Kimmy the shimmy.
Many of the first times that anyone saw Jim and I together, one of our legs was in the air, and the other person was like standing on the other person. So if anyone has received any of this wonderful body work that Jim has been learning and mastering over the last 5 years, that's how we met, which was amazing. Obviously, both of us have a very physical, athletic background, playing college sports and having this athlete mentality our whole life, which is a blessing and a curse, because we teach ourselves that we can do it all on our own, and we teach ourselves that we can fight through anything, and that we can ignore physical pain. And I think we met at this really beautiful time where we were starting to realize that all of that was lies, and we started realizing that we needed community, and that we needed each other, and that we needed friends, and that we needed support, and that we needed to listen to what our body was telling us, and we needed to unravel all of this stuff that had been building up in our lives. And Jim you have become one of my best friends in San Diego and just in life, and someone that I know that I can come to with anything. And that's, I think, probably how everyone here feels who's had conversations with Jim that have gone, deeper than his Japanime voice, which is one of my favorite things ever.
It's for you.
Okay, fine. Just give me a little taste.
You know I can't do it on the spot!
So, I will completely agree with Carrie in that there's been just these amazing moments of playfulness and joy and fun and laughter. We laugh so much when we're together. And that just feels so good. And then there's moments of just complete vulnerability and openness and honesty and tears and, just sharing what's going on in our lives and our heart. And it's just been amazing. And you've brought me closer to God and Spirit in my own life, and I thank you for that, because that's just changed me and just opened doors for me in the last few years, and just made me a better person. And you've made me a better person, and I thank you for that. and it's been so wonderful to like witness you finding yourself and like what you're here for. And I'm so excited to just like, you know, be in your corner and support you in your journey and do whatever I can to help you get where you're going. And I know we are put in each other's life for that reason, to help each other. And I feel like that's just what we've done and what we'll continue to do. And I love you. You're my brother. And that makes you my sister.
Wow. Thank you.
Yep.
Nice.
The bearded wonder.
It's out of respect for your beard of days gone by. Should you grow a good looking beard. You guys who don't know me, my name is Mason, and I've known Jim obviously the longest, other than his blood sister. And I remember Jim and I used to work together, and then we were roommates for a long time, and we definitely went through a lot of stuff together and lived a lot of life and have a lot of memories. And hearing every talk, and it's all great stuff. And I know it really is. And just thinking back on all the stories that we lived a lot of life together. And it's something that I am always gonna hold as near and dear to my heart. And I remember the first time I met Jim first couple times I saw Jim is we used to work downtown as car jockeys, valets, and Jim would just come. I was working on one corner and he was working on this other corner. In the daytime. Not like that. It was real.
I know that corner. That's where I met him.
It wasn't all the way. Like
It was not. So, but I saw day after day, I just saw this tall, athletic dude running past, just as fast. Like he would. We both worked at the same company, and he like would not make eye contact. Just run past like this,
you know.
And I was like, what the heck? And then finally, I forget when we first started talking, but
I think you tripped me or something.
I saw him run. I was like, I'm gonna stop him, and like I stood out, and so we started talking, and we were getting a problem, and that's when Jim was trying to be a professional kicker in the NFL, and that was the first glimpse of what I got from you, just your passion for that, and just your excitement and your passion for that, and through the years, I got to be there for you through some times, and you got to be there with me through some times, and sometimes very competitive, went back and forth, and as brothers and as friends, and that's how a relationship gets stronger, is through the hardship, and you were. I remember talking with you after I met my wife. We were driving home from Bible study, and I started talking to you about it, and you gave me some great advice as far as how to pursue that relationship, and as far as advice that you've given me and just kind of impact on my life. I'm gonna say your wisdom in that is probably the nearest and dearest to my heart, and what that is, and seeing from where you were when we first met, and where I was when we first met, and where you are now. Everything that was here, it's that much better up here. And the one thing that's held true through all of it is your passion for when you get excited about something, you get excited about something. And your excitement and your joy and your charisma spreads to everybody around you. And you have a way to instill that in people. And to know that you are this passionate and this excited about building up men and about being that role model for men, that's it, man. That's huge. And I admire that immensely. And I know that you have meant a ton to the guys you've impacted so far. And I know that it's just that's a small portion of what God has for you and of what you're going to live into in the future. And I'm really excited to get to see that. Oh man. And now that you're 30, you got the old man strength. I got video.
I can't say, the example of steadiness that this man has been in my life cannot be calculated. Thank you.
Oh boy.
Breezy, breezy, breezy.
Man, it's hard to follow you guys. For the last one. I think first of all, it's been really cool. Just being here tonight with you guys and seeing all this. I'm not very good with this kind of stuff, and obviously my brother is. And that shows in his relationships with you guys. And we don't really come from a family that's very like, let's talk about our feelings, let's open up. That's not really who our family is. And so it's really cool to see that Jim feels at home with you guys in that way. I hate this stuff. No, but seriously, it's really cool, like, kind of what Jess said, like, it's been cool to see Jim find himself and see him grow just with the religion and just him being comfortable with himself, knowing Jim as, like, like goofy little kid that he was.
I'm still pretty goofy.
Just that he has so many sides. You guys have all kind of touched on it, that like he can be really goofy and he's really into sports and really athletic, but then he has this really deep side that a lot of people just in general in life don't have. A lot of times you find even like with athletics that people don't find that, let's talk about how we're feeling and what does that really look like, the deeper level that my brothers were really good at finding and bringing out in other people. I mean, for me especially, like I said, it's hard for me to open up to people, and it's really easy for me to open up to you. And it's been really cool to see that he affects other people in the same way that he affects me. And I guess I also want to thank all of you guys that, there's always a spot for you at home, on the East Coast, but I feel like since he's been out here with finding the church and finding you guys, he just feels like at home. I can tell that you just feel comfortable, with these people, and that's really cool. So thank all you guys for being there for him, I guess. And for being there for everyone, you know? You're just a really caring person. That's all I got. Love ya.
Good job, Mama.
There you go. Again. So,
Your turn, you're last.
I've known me the longest. I mean, there's so much that bears sharing. And please forgive me, I'm just going to think very carefully about what I say. Thanks, Blue. Amazing to me to pick through that experience. Life comes down to stories, I think. Something that God really impressed upon my heart very strongly. Not too long ago was that it's really my funeral that's going to matter. I'm going to die. And that ceremony will be the truest thermometer of what my life was about. The people who come around this place that was my life will do a much better job of describing my life than I ever could. So to sit in this place on such an auspicious day, again, Dave.
I learned a new word today. 5 times.
and to thank you, bro. And to connect. I mean, with each one of you, it was amazing. As I'm looking, it was like no one was in the room except for us two. Whenever anyone was speaking, and to go through and just imagine all these years and experiences just stacked on top of each other, and to the point of my blood. It isn't through me that my life has significance. It's a very unique view. I understand it, but I find it to be essentially true. I don't think we can escape it in this place. That it is our communities which give us the truest, reflection of who we are. So, to share, deeply about that and to match the gift each one of you has given me tonight, just beautiful woman. We're picking through something the other night, which just had to do with these feelings of doubt, these feelings of longing, these feelings of insignificance that I know exist within each one of us. But for me, it so resonated in just this little kid who used to call out to 6 friends and wouldn't hear back from any of them. You know, and just like this idea of community that developed within me, just this woundedness around where that sat in my life. And just last night, as I was called into this place of like a rooting, in a sense, like kind of leaving my 20s behind. I don't fully understand the significance of it yet. How could I? I've got another decade to do that. But what I was called to do was write down my greatest fear and my greatest dream. And within that, my greatest fear is insignificance. And my greatest dream is to have my life be a refuge, a safe place, a lighthouse. If we were to walk down the street and truly get an understanding of what everyone on this block were going through, I don't think we could. It'd be hard to take. And we all had those houses growing up that we loved going to. We felt loved, we felt accepted, we felt invited into, and you know, you go through your 20s and you're fighting real hard to just establish some things. So you don't have that physical place necessarily. But what I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to show up and drive so far from me that fear of insignificance. And also, in the same breath, in the same sharing, to show me that through my life, God has already succeeded in creating that space. And let's keep going. But grab a hand. Everybody grab a hand. It's my turn to close us in prayer. And my encouragement is just to embrace this community. These are my people, to your right and to your left, and if you don't know a man, look to his friends. I love everyone in this room because at some point in time they've been there for me. And I just know that everyone in this room would be there for everyone else in exactly the same way. So just realize that gift, even just grabbing hands together in a night like this, it's really not about me. It's about all of us. It's just my turn. So I'll just encourage you to just bow your heads and close your eyes and just feel into whatever it is you need to feel into. And I'm just going to talk to the God that I know. Oh, Papa. You don't deserve this. I don't know why you have this for me. And so many go hungry. Not for food, but just for, lack of people around them. Lack of people who care. And just that you would give me the information, you would give me the ways to love these people. You would give me the tools to let them love me back. I don't know why you've seated my feet so deeply on rock. They can't be shaken. But golly, I thank you for each and every one in this room. This place. For 30 years on a planet that I didn't make. I didn't ask to be in. I didn't even get to pick the day, the time, but this is what you had for me. And with the gift, may I just give it back? I don't want to get back to you and find out that I let it slip. So just please keep bringing beautiful people like this around me. Please help us all to understand the power that's in the communities that are around us, the families that are around us. And as we leave this place, may we not feel heaviness. If there's something in us that wants this, and then help us to go get it. Help those hurts to find peace. But really tonight, help us to just leave not feeling awkward, not feeling like we've been a part of something that's strange or different. Help us to realize, for some of us, the 175th time, for some of us, the first, that we've experienced the life that is truly life. I love you. I can't wait for another 30 years with you. So be it. Amen. Amen. Thank you, everyone. Have some cake, be merry. I got the deepest covered.